Lebanon says 37 people have been killed and more than 3,500 others injured after handheld devices used by Hezbollah members exploded across the country. This over the last 2 days. Beirut has blamed Israel for these attacks. The incidents putting a spotlight on 2 Asian firms linked to these devices. Wednesday's explosions featured handheld radios made by a Japanese company, Icom. The firm says it exported the ICV-82 model to the Middle East from 2004 to 2014, but has stopped producing them 10 years ago. Reports say Hezbollah purchased the devices around 5 months ago. Icom has denied making the Hezbollah-linked devices. It says the detonated ICV-82 did not have an anti-counterfeit hologram sticker and that it would have been impossible for an explosive to be integrated into one of its devices during manufacture. Icom's products are all produced at the company's facility in Japan, which means they cannot have been interfered with prior to shipping. Tuesday's blast involved pages linked to Taiwan-based Gold Apollo. Following the revelation, the island's security team warned against the spreading of fake news linking the government to the pager explosions. Gold Apollo denies making these devices, instead says they were made by a company in Hungary, which has a license to use its brand. Both have denied responsibility. The case is also shining a spotlight on the possible security concerns during the supply chain process.
One of the effects of globalization is that no one manufacturer really does end-to-end of a certain product, right? You don't really control the entire supply chain of manufacturing. So you get parts from different people, get parts from different factories, from different organizations around the world. So in this case, it makes it really, really difficult to protect your entire ecosystem in the supply chain.
And for more, we're joined by Sarah Coates live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, how has Lebanon reacted to these blasts? What kind of security measures have been put in place since these 2 days of explosions?
Hello there, Wei Su. Lebanon is reeling in the wake of these attacks that have injured thousands of people and killed others. Now, right now, we do know that officials in the country, they're looking into different supply chains of electronic devices. Also, Beirut's airport has just issued a notice over the past few hours banning pagers and walkie-talkies on all flights, saying that anyone that is found to have these devices in their bags, that they will be taken out of the airport. Of course, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of worry over these devices potentially exploding on planes. Now, there are also reports coming in from the ground in Lebanon that people are being told to shut down things like their Wi-Fi routers and also take batteries out of other devices. So you can only imagine the sort of chaos on the ground, given that these are sort of devices that we all use on a day-to-day basis. Now, we need to remember here the context of all of this and what has been happening on the ground, given that it was only a few days ago that Israel formally expanded its war goals, and one of those being to return these northern residents home, some 60,000 internally displaced Israelis, although, Wei Su, at this hour, it does remain unclear as to how Israel is planning on doing this.
Meanwhile, possible pressure on Israel, hearing news here of an alleged Iran-backed assassination plot on the Israeli Prime Minister. Is there any more details you can have on this alleged news?
The Shin Bet and Israeli police have issued a joint statement. What we can tell you is that a 73-year-old man, he's been taken into custody. He's from the southern city of Ashkelon. He was allegedly smuggled into Iran a number of times for meetings with senior officials there who reportedly tried to convince him to carry out assassinations on the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, also the Defence Minister and the head of the Shin Bet. Now, this joint statement goes on to say that he also received payment to conduct these missions for the Iranians. With these assassination plans, reportedly, that have been seen by the Shin Bet as part of revenge for the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh. He was, of course, the head of Hamas's Politburo and was assassinated back in July in Tehran. Now, also, Wei-Su, this man allegedly asked for $1 million from the Iranians up front before he would carry out these attacks on Netanyahu and Gallant.
Oh, thanks for that. Sarah Coates there, live from Tel Aviv.